What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in.
Reading the Bleacher Report, it's looking like the Lakers executives really want to look into trading Anthony Davis. A lot of people talk about Russell Westbrook being traded and not, being on the Lakers, being in the Lakers uniform. But there's a lot of fans or people out there looking at Anthony Davis as well. Because when you think about Anthony Davis, you think about the injuries, the lack of playing, and just the non-consistency when he is on the court. And you know something? I wouldn't say that's a bad way to look at it, because Anthony Davis is a big part, or at least is supposed to be a big part of what the Lakers are trying to do going forward. And the Lakers plan on winning any championships, Anthony Davis has to be a lot better, and he has to be a lot more healthier for him to do so. And, these last couple seasons, minus the bubble, Anthony Davis really hasn't looked or been the player that a lot of people expected him to be. I've been saying before, they definitely need to look into trading Anthony Davis as well, because when you think about it, he's the most, I want to say, he's the player on the team, to me, that is the most vulnerable. Because one thing you can say about Russell Westbrook, he doesn't play the best with the Lakers. He may not fit the best with them, but he does play almost every game, and he is reliable. And when you look at it from that standpoint, yeah, he may not be the best player on the team. He may not be the player that they want him to be, but at the same time, your best ability is availability. And when you're out there to play, you're more or less susceptible to help your team rather than hurt them. But when you're not out there to play, you're just not helping your team at all, and it just pains your team to watch you on the sideline when they know they could be a lot better if you were playing. And that's the thing with Anthony Davis. He's really good, really talented. Nobody is denying that. I mean, he could be a top 5 player if he was healthy every single year, no doubt about it. But that's the thing. Health with him is a big issue, and it always has been. And the reason why it always has been is because he's never been able to stay healthy. Even when he was with the Pelicans, it was the same thing. And with the Lakers, it's a lot of injuries over and over. They got by in the bubble because they had the 4-month layoff, the Kobe Bryant situation happening, and the motivation with that, and just being in the bubble with all that was going on. Actually, I thought it actually helped the Lakers a lot more being there, or benefiting them a lot more than any other team that was in the bubble. And it did, because they won the championship. But ever since then, you really haven't seen the Anthony Davis that you really thought you can trust. You haven't seen the Anthony Davis that you thought that was good enough to help carry this team, and you definitely haven't seen the Anthony Davis good enough to be the guy on this team. Because really, it's really just been LeBron, and LeBron is still the guy on this team, which is sad, because LeBron shouldn't have to do that. He shouldn't have to be the number one guy after all these years in the league and carrying teams, going to like 9 straight finals the way he did. He should be able to relax now, and it's still hard to do that with Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis just won't stay healthy enough for him to do so. And I know that's not Anthony Davis' fault, but it's not the Lakers' fault either. They want to look elsewhere for a trade, because they want some value out of a player, and they want a number one guy that can carry this team going forward. And Anthony Davis can't do that, or at least it doesn't look like that, because he doesn't stay healthy enough to do so. And that's what the Lakers execs are looking at. And I don't blame them, because you put all this stock in Anthony Davis, like, he's going to be the next guy and all these things, and he's coming up shorter than anybody else on the team as far as being there in reliability. So, LeBron's actually staying more healthy than Anthony Davis, which isn't good, because LeBron is like 10 years older. So, if you look at it from that standpoint, the Lakers definitely got to look at Anthony Davis too in regards to trades. They can't just look at Russell Westbrook, because he's not the one that's, not available. He's available every game. You just got to try to find a way to make him fit with what the pieces that you have. So, if that's the case, then, it definitely isn't a bad idea looking elsewhere, for, Anthony Davis, but like I said, at this point, it's going to be hard to trade Anthony Davis too, because, when you look at his history, as far as his injuries, how are teams really going to evaluate that? They feel like they're getting enough in return for him if they, acquire him? You see, it's so much that comes with Anthony Davis as well. So, it's a tough situation that that the Lakers are in, with this guy, because they don't know what they're getting out of him, and they don't know what they're going to get out of him even in this upcoming season. And there was a rift about him not practicing, picking up a basketball, all this stuff in the off season. So it's just a lot of things, or a lot of people being rubbed the wrong way with Anthony Davis's attitude and gameplay, or his lack of gameplay, because he's not on the floor, and it really isn't resonating well with the Lakers. And that's why I think that they're looking into other options also, not just a trade for Russell Westbrook, but possibly a trade for Anthony Davis too. So if I were you guys, I definitely wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Davis isn't there, maybe definitely by next season, if not this upcoming season, so I definitely wouldn't be surprised by that at all. But hey, we'll see. We'll definitely see what happens with that, because like I said, I think we need to monitor Anthony Davis' situation too, because I would not be surprised if I look across my screen and they found a trade for Anthony Davis, to move on to another team. I definitely wouldn't be surprised based upon what I've seen from Anthony Davis these last couple seasons, which it hasn't been much or nowhere near close to what I thought he would be like, for the Lakers going forward after they won the championship in the bubble. So, let's see what happens with Anthony Davis. Let's see what trades they can make, because I guarantee you, the Kevin Durant and the Kyrie Irving trade and all those things, they can more or less happen if you want to trade Anthony Davis, more so than they could Russell Westbrook, because Anthony Davis still has more value than Russell Westbrook as of right now anyway, simply because he was injured. And when he did play, he played okay at times, and he still showed that he could be a top 5, top 10 player at times. It just wasn't consistent enough. So there's still some value for Anthony Davis, or more stock in Anthony Davis than it would be in Russell Westbrook. So, he would be a key option for them to trade if they were going to do that. So, let's see what happens and let's see where it goes. But definitely don't be surprised if Anthony Davis is one of the players, not maybe dealt this offseason, but definitely next offseason, trying to acquire somebody else who can carry the team and go forward if Anthony Davis doesn't make any improvements this upcoming season. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.